So President Trump reportedly set to issue an executive order aimed at eliminating the Department of Education as soon as today.
Senior White House correspondent Jacqui Heinrich joins us now to tell us more. Hey, Jacqui.
Good morning, guys. According to the Wall Street Journal, the president could sign that executive order as early as today, directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to, quote, take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Education Department based on the maximum extent appropriate and permitted by law. It's something the president has been angling for since his first days in office.
Why nominate Linda McMahon to be the Education Department Secretary if you're going to get rid of the Education Department?
Because I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job. Education Department. I want the states to run schools, and I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
McMahon reportedly signaled it was coming in an email to staff on Monday night, right after her Senate confirmation, saying she would send education back to the states. But much of the department's programs are codified by law, and Congress would have to scrap the department, with Democrats buying in to clear 60 votes in the Senate. Betsy DeVos, education secretary in the president's first term, was not able to get it done.
Since then, we had COVID, and Americans' eyes were open to just what an abject failure this federal agency has been at its mission. Shy of Congress actually dismantling and shutting down the department, one of the most important ways to get power back to a more local level is to simply take the funds appropriated by Congress and block grant them back to the states.
The Wall Street Journal reports some changes proposed by the Heritage Foundation could include moving the Civil Rights Division under the Department of Education over to DOJ, and also taking student loans and shifting them over to Treasury. So we'll see what happens, guys.
Wow, thanks so much, Jacqui. Yeah, so this was not unexpected, but for Linda McMahon to get confirmed in a couple of days, she decides she's going to wind it down. So you need 60 votes in the Senate to get rid of it. But in the meantime, can you begin to thin out the herd of people that you have working for you? Can you start to send the money to the states, even if the Education Department stays there while the Senate debates?
I think if the president takes all of these kids that are around the country that are on this waiting list or cannot afford a quality education because they're in the failing district, and he takes the money from the federal government and says, listen, I'm going to pay for you to go to charter school. The Democrats cannot object to this. If you object to parents sending their kids to a quality school, preventing the school-to-prison pipeline, I think it's just going to look bad. And it just shows you that the president will be common sense versus the Democratic Party with the teachers' union.
Well, I mean, I know what your family did. You lived in Texas. Your parents moved so you could be in the best school district.
Yep.
And I know for New York City, most of the people in New York City have no choice. The schools are so bad. You've had the public schools in most of the neighborhoods. You have to do private schools. So it'd be wonderful under school choice where Donald Trump says, I'll give you the money. Let's say it's, $40,000 per kid to go to school in New York City. So I'll give you that money and you get school choice. You can pay for a private school. It can go toward that. It can go toward whatever to pay for your child's education, so that the parents are in charge. Because if you live in a bad neighborhood,
you're stuck.
And the schools are bad, you're stuck, right?
But teachers' unions want you stuck because they don't want their positions to go away, and they don't. For example, there's money for charter schools to open up all throughout the city. What they do, these Democratic governors squeeze them.
That's right.
They make them overcrowded, make them hard to get into, make it a lottery system, so they don't open up, even though they have the classrooms, they have the buildings, they still don't open it up. So you could say you should do it and you feel the pressure, but Democrats don't feel the pressure.
And by the way, we support teachers as well. We want quality teachers. We want teachers to get raises as well. But we got to stop. Something is going wrong in our education system, and I think it's the lack of competition. I think the competition needs to happen. If a school is failing, why should we keep it open? We're failing our kids, and a lot of those kids are ending up in prison, and I just don't think that's what's right for society.
All right, we'll see. We got to get the grades up. It's easy to see if there's improvement because we know right now we're at the bottom of the industrialized nations.